Hello everybody, this is Christian here again, bringing you a new deck profile for Zeta, the new Impact Monster quote-unquote rush deck, or fun deck, what I want to call it. Buddies here is fake replica Gemclone, lets us call Impact Monsters from other worlds as long as it's in your buddy zone, and I have the secret flag here to show off, woohoo! So, let's get to it. So first off, we have one of our main key cards, Armored Battle Demon Zeta. Lets you call as many impact monsters in one turn, which is pretty splendid. The new mechanic that came out in Triple D has become one of my favorite things, and I really appreciate they did something like this. Then I run the Revolutionary Zetta from the Triple D box, and as a backup, just in case I don't get my main Zeta out, I have always a backup just in case, or if someone decides to destroy it by effects. Then I run 2 Gemclone Origin Breaker, one of our main cards to finish off our opponent, and it's very good. Lets you put it gets abilities from that are written in the cards in its soul, which is very interesting because you can do some fun stuff or some very lethal stuff to end game pretty quickly. And then I run 2 Light Demon Excephon Pose. Okay, pretty standard card. It's very good. If you have a Zeta on the field, gets plus 2,000 effects, cannot be disturbed by opponent's effects, which is pretty good, because if you want to put it in Origin Breaker Soul, you can prevent getting cheesed by Bal du Soleil, for example, and then your opponent's like, oh, I have to attack it, and then it gets counterattack if it's in Origin Breaker Soul too, and plus 2 defense, which is very good. And then I run 2 of Darkness Demon Aionio Meran, plus 3,000 power and plus 1 critical. Pretty good. And also gets Penetrate. So putting that in Origin Breaker Soul might be a very good option. Then done to my size 1s. And I have Water Demon Kynoeides. I don't know how to say that. But it's a good soul disc popper. And then I run the Boomerang Dragon of this deck, which is Wind Demon Cloloon. At the end of the battle, return back to your hand, plus 1 crit every single turn at least, which is very good. And then 4 of the Buddy, which is, makes this deck go around. All right, now we're going to switch it up a bit. Now we're going to go into the impact monsters that are not from this Dark Heroes. So let's grab these guys. 2 Abygale Death Hall. Mill 10. And then when they get to 20, when it attacks, gain 2 life. The new Abygale Impact. Now this combo right here making sure your opponent has 20 cards and then putting this in Origin Breaker Soul gets pretty deadly. Especially with having as much crit as possible with the Fake Knight Legion. And then to top it off, we have Ball Dragon, Ball Burst Samasher. Now, my favorite combo is having these 3 in the soul of Origin Breaker. Very deadly combo. Make sure your opponent 20 cards using the power of the original Gemclone, fake replica, and just wail at your opponent, and they're dead. All right, now to the spells. First off, we have here Armored Talisman, Engage and Draw. Standard, very good draw card. Discard a impact monster from your hand, which is good because then you can fuel the Fake Knight Replica's ability or Origin Breaker, and then gain a gauge and draw 2 cards. And if you have any extra Zeta cards in your hand, you can also discard them instead of charging them. And then I play 4 Armored Talisman Void Hole. Pay a life if you're being attacked. counter nullify and grab a impact monster from your drop zone if you have a Zeta equipped on the field. Then I play Armored Talisman, 0 damage. Good key card. You know, you never know when someone's gonna burn you for damage, and you're like, reduce it to 0. You know, quote on, you know, Spectre Strike and all that. I run 1 Armored Talisman Finish Road. You never know when this is going to come in handy to take down your opponent. And then my last armored spell, Armored Talisman plus 1000 defense. Just like in the animation, you can just get plus 1000 defense and say goodbye to Jackknife killing you. Plus 10,000 defense, not 1000. I just caught myself. Okay, so those are those guys. And then we go to the Artificial Talismans. I run 4 Find Joker. You're a searcher for Gemclone and Zeta. So you can search for Origin Breaker, because he has Gemclone Origin Breaker, so you can search him out, finish off your opponent, and, you know, search for Zeta if you don't have him. And then I run Artificial Talisman at 3 to draw. So Artificial Talisman 2 draw is very awesome. Get to draw 2 cards as a counter during your final phase, as long as you have a Zeta or Gemclone on the field. And then you have counter, gain 3 gauge, another key card in this deck. And finally, Hyper Energy at 2. All right. So that's my deck profile for this deck. I would say I'm still testing out all the impact monsters in this deck. I still want to test out like Impact Rattos or Impact Gallows, you know, Gategutter Gallows too in this deck, because I want to do some fun things. You know, like Impact Godel seems also very fun as sideboard cards. The one that intrigues me the most is having Impact Gategutter Gallows, the new Abygale Impact, and the Knight, so you can gain life, a lot of life, and then for each attack that you deal damage with. So imagine getting 10 life for each hit, which, to be honest, is pretty nice if you get it off. You know, but that's just a thought. I might still try it out just for fun. You never know. But yeah, that was my deck profile. Well, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Make sure you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button. And if you want me to do some changes to the deck or any suggestions, tell me on how to improve this. I know about the Zeta loop, by the way, so I might try that, but I don't have enough cards to play that. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
We want to thank our sponsor, Frost Giants Games, for making this show possible. Frost Giants Games is Wisconsin's game store of choice for board games, Magic the Gathering, and other card games. Check them out at www.frostgiantgames.com.